Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning, morning. You're alive. People have been wondering, where you been, Matt?
Yeah, I must have 300 messages from people thinking that you and I must have had a big falling out over something, but no. It's been. I'll go through it quickly. I'm actually a bit nervous to be back on the show. I'm a bit out of rhythm, but I was in Bali for a conference there, Bitcoin shitcoin conference there, which was really fantastic with my partner Justin Blue, which was really great. We had a week in Bali, hanging out and drinking, going to parties. I went to some parties that you can't believe. You can't imagine what some of these like exchange parties are like. Out in the middle of these mansions. It's like it's like Wolf of Wall Street 80s stock market stuff. They have like fire shows and dances and like there's wild animals everywhere that people are walking around with snakes and stuff. It's really, really
Oh
satanic. But
yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I know
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
used to I used to have a joke, right? I spent 10 years on Wall Street. Not once did I see anybody do cocaine in front of me. Only took a few weeks in the Bitcoin space and the crypto space.
I didn't see any of that. I don't go in for that. And then I came back to Japan for about 2 days, and my internet wasn't working. But you might have noticed now I've got the best internet in the world, cracking through. Then I went to Thailand to play football for Japan in the Asia Cup. We won the championship. I won the league MVP, kicking 10 goals. And the night of celebration, I fell off a ledge and broke 3 ribs and wasn't allowed to fly for 2 weeks. So I've been all over Thailand in the last 2 weeks, having the best time ever, but completely out of the loop. I've barely looked at the price. I'm in a trade right now, but happy to be back. Happy to be back. I hope you just missed me. And on that bombshell, Tone, how's the charts look?
You want me to go first or you want to kick us off? It's been a while for you.
Well,
I'm
I haven't
really
looked at.
curious if Bangbox, executed any trades while you were away because I need to get the indicator on my trading view charts so this way at least I can see it.
Yeah, I'll give you that. We're about 3% down since we launched overall. So we had 3 consecutive losses in a row, and we just pulled out a 23, 22, 21% trade on the last trade we had, which brought us back. We were doing all right, and 3 bad trades in a row in the really chop zone that we've had recently. But still, yeah, about 3% down overall, which I'm fine with because it's got plenty of room to grow from there. Tone, I have barely looked at the charts in the last
All
month.
right, I got it. I
Take
got it.
take the stage.
I'm gonna jump in. I've been doing the show. Not much is changing, guys. Yes, we ended up with a really good day yesterday, but the weekly chart, as you can see, is still halfway down the MRI count to the downside, still in a bearish channel. We managed to get back into this channel. The channel is a little suspect. We've now, it's now breaking multiple bodies of candles. I'm going to keep it here for now. We're holding the 20 period, sorry, the 50 period simple moving average on the weekly chart. I would feel more comfortable if we went further down and actually printed an MRI buy opportunity on the weekly. That is not something that happens often. If I go back in time, the last time we had an MRI weekly buy, we literally marked the bottom of this massive 6-month consolidation. And from there, we went from 25,000 all the way to 75,000 or almost 70, yeah, 74, 75,000 basically. So we tripled off of the MRI buy. That was the last one that we had. If I go back further, there was another decent MRI buy, which probably would have reversed us much better if it wasn't for this 1 week of FTX disaster. But still, it generally marked the bottom by a few months, and after that, the market went from 20,000 all the way to 30,000 before consolidating, before going to 75. So the one before that didn't do us great, but we were just entering the big bear market in my view, the big, major fall of the bear market by breaking the prior swing lows. So I would feel more comfortable with that MRI buy, but if we don't get it, I need a green star candle, and that's going to take a couple of weeks. My allocation remains 100% cash.
Mm.
I put that cash position in at approximately 56,000. Right now we're at 57.6, which is, to me, is in the vicinity of that. I mean, it's not that much of a difference, not a significant difference at all. And unfortunately, I now have to wait until we break the prior swing high, or we consolidate for like 3 more months. Either way, I'm going to stay extra patient here. And if I get in late, then I get in late. That's fine. I'm tired of the whipsaw up and down. Yesterday's candle, we started off doing really badly in correlation with the stock market. Bitcoin recovered. It recovered some more today. It touched the 20 period moving average. No, sorry, this is the, 20 period moving average. And it's pulled back some. The first step is to get above this 20 period moving average. And that's just the first step. It's got 5 levels of resistance right here. And I'm waiting for it to get over there.
Bless you, mate.
Man, my allergies in the Northeast have never been this bad. This is why I'm so happy to go to Vegas tomorrow, and then probably back to Panama or Rotan or somewhere. Okay, and so the daily chart, we still don't have a green star candle, and we probably won't, uh, because the green star candle can only come in the first 4 candles. It's not going to show up on candle number 5. And we haven't had it yet because we're not breaking like the prior swing highs. That's a very rare situation where you can get to an MRI top without a green star candle. That almost never happens.
Yeah.
But when that happens, that means that this bull run is very, very weak. And I'm not expecting much out of it. Look how far away the MRI resistance is. And I don't see us breaking that resistance on current move into the MRI. There's only 5 days left to get there. So I still see this as a big dead cat bounce, but if the stock market is crazy bullish, it can change that. Here's the 5-minute chart. Normally, this is the 4-hour chart and the 1-hour chart. I'll see if there's anything interesting on the 4-hour, waiting on the MRI. Oh, that's a bit of a double top right there if I simply extend this line. The break of this line and the break of these moving averages on the 4-hour is pretty bullish. Let me delete some of these older lines because they are just going to be cluttering my charts. That one we can leave. Oh yeah, I'm still waiting for this style of breakout. I'll just leave that there. And the MRI did not load. Interesting. Happens sometimes. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. It's a very complicated code. Sometimes it breaks TradingView. And it couldn't do it again. Okay, now it's getting weird. That
Just refresh the page. Refresh the page.
Yeah, I might have to.
Yeah, you'll be right now.
Yeah, there it is. That's the 5-minute chart again. Let's go to the 4-hour. The 4-hour chart, again, consolidating, nothing interesting. It's leaning bullish, but it's at resistance. And the 1-hour, same thing, leaning bullish at resistance, but nothing spectacular. We're watching the 5-minute for the 10 a.m. reversal. It might have already happened at the 9:50 candle right here. And Matt, I'll let you talk Bitcoin, and then we're going to look at the S&P 500 after. What a move yesterday,
Yeah.
but I'll hand it off to you for now.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I can't wait to have a look at gold as well. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that. Please like and subscribe. Please share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate links in the description below. Join the Discord group. Fantastic group. Sign up for the bot. It's a free trading bot. And I've already made an amendment to the bot, which is following in Tone's footsteps. It's going to be released bloody soon, in a week or two. It's the same bot, but with a more aggressive take profit strategy built into it. So it'll just be rolled over. The current format will roll over into this new iteration, which is going to be a lot better. Because a lot of the time I've been seeing that, like, we've been getting instant 10% reaction and then pulling back and getting like a 2% trade, where we need to be pulling profits at the 10%, 15, 20, 25, just to get more bang from this buck. And I think that that's the change that I've already made to the code. Very satisfied with that. So get on board right now. It's a free trading bot in the description below. All right, I can't wait to go through this. I can't wait to go through this. I just got to remember how to do it. Um, you can't believe how I really, really, really honestly took like a month off trading. Just took a month completely off. I mean, the bot was still running, but I just wasn't trading. I put my first trade on yesterday. Really
Yeah, man.
from
Yeah, it's not easy when you're going to events, you're meeting people for dinner. Well, like this is why people have been giving me shit for years why I'm not trading. Yeah, good
yeah.
luck.
Yeah. No, I was one of those people giving you shit, and now I understand why. Because there's more things to life than staring at a computer screen, which I've done for the last decade, and I really I don't know. I was just having too much fun to focus on a trade, and for the first time in like yeah, really like a decade, the world kept turning, and I didn't miss anything. And maybe that was because the market didn't really do anything. I think that when I left, we were at this price, like a month ago. So I mean, it's I just missed it, and it was fine. So let's have a look at a broad view now as I reestablish my feet here. Weekly time frame. We're still in the red wave right now with the modified lucid stars still I'm very happy where these modified lucid stars are. That really is the breakout point, and it coincides really well with where we need to be to put in a higher high here and change the structure of descending triangle. I don't even know what you'd call it because it doesn't even look like that. I had a look at it this morning. It's just a channel, right, Tony? Like, what would you call this pattern? I don't. It's very unfamiliar. It's just a consolidation, right?
Yeah, it's a downward channel pretty
Yeah,
much.
down
It's a
downward trend.
broadening wedge style downward. You can also call it like a wedge pattern. It's just a downtrend
It's
basically,
just
but
it's just
that
nothing. Yeah.
downtrend is sitting at support, so you never know.
Yeah. And I mean, and that puts us in that mindset of like, while the wave is red, you really can just relax because when this thing does break, if it was this week, it would have to break, it would be breaking, 68,400, which would be fantastic to break through here. That changes the structure of the market. But even in time, as this goes on, it'll get lower and lower and lower. So I'm in no hurry. It's fine, like, but when this Lucid finally does change and the wave flips green, then I'm very, very, very excited. But as it stands right now, we are sitting still completely above the 50 simple moving average here, which is, it's been relevant, absolutely relevant. And then today, when we popped up, we hit on exactly the 7 simple moving average. I mean, almost to the dollar we hit and were rejected off this. Look at this. It's just, people think moving averages are a hokum, and I get why they think that, but this is crazy, right? I mean, it happens all the time. We're caught between two walls for me right here, the fast moving average and a bit more of a longer term moving average. It's just there. It's just in no man's land right now. 55 to 60 is where I put the trade on yesterday. It's been a good trade, but I'm going to sit in that for a bit. But if we get below this, I don't like it, man. It's the same thing Tone said about, I've read a note here, like you're looking for your MRI on the weekly buy here. If this starts to come back down, that's when you'd feel real confident getting in. You didn't put a price on that, of course, but like just more of the act of having that MRI buy on a weekly time frame would give you a real interest. I would have real interest if we had a alphanumerics weekly green diamond. I'd have a lot of interest if we had a weekly green diamond somewhere down here. I'd be all in, and I'll get called out in the chat for saying like, well, Matt's bullish now, and I am still bullish now, and the lower we go, the more bullish I get. It doesn't make any sense, but it is. I'm still long term bullish on Bitcoin, absolutely long term bullish on Bitcoin going into next year. But I don't know if there's a trade on right now. Like failing this 7 simple moving average, I don't know. I got the trade, but it might not be on now. I want to have a look at the Socrates EXA because it's back to that really nice point. I was very, very bullish here. Very, very bullish here. I was very, very bullish here. They didn't materialize. Now, there was definitely, 20, 30% moves that came off them, but we're back down now in a very, very low spot, but below, minus 1.5. And if we get a nice little cross here, it's very, very, very interesting because it puts us back in this sort of range. And we've looked at this plenty of times before, but this is what we really want to see. It can go exponentially lower. So don't think that it's it's not even really curving at the moment. But when these do get these lovely crosses, they're just fantastic. That was the ultimate bottom right there. That I'm still in this trade today, and I would love to see something like that come in. It has been a bit meandery with the price. You can see that it's unclear, but it's still a downwards trend at the moment. When we get a cross with a vengeance, and then we start breaking the zero lines and whatnot, that's when you know we're rocking and rolling. But as of yet, we're not there. The RSI is still really interesting as well. I know you don't like this moving average on the RSI, and you can probably barely make that out on the screen with that yellow line. I'll change it tomorrow, but we are still below. We're just putting in these descending little, you know, it just looks like the price. It's like lower highs and higher lows as we go down. Um, we're coming back up to retest of 50 now, which is not bullish unless we break it. It's in fact quite bearish for a further leg down. So I would love to see us break this moving average. I would love to see us get above 50 and put in a higher high here on the RSI. The Copic curve is still on its downward trend. This is where we were doing the show, a month and a half ago, and I'm like, I don't like that we've crossed negative here. Here, I was really excited because I thought, look, we might have just one of these little kicks where we just get back above it very short time below the zero line and we kick on. But it hasn't happened. And this is where you don't want to be too bullish throughout this period because you want to be buying here. You want to be buying here. You want to be buying here. You don't want to get sucked into this where you're continually buying the dip, buying the dip, buying the dip for 12 months. And it still is showing, it's going straight down the Copic curve right now. And until this starts to round off and starts to get to this point where we're breaking through, hold your horses. You're in that zone now where you're looking to buy the dip or whatever, but all these oscillators are saying it's not the time to buy the dip, unless we start to curve these oscillators all to the upside. They're all still pointing in the wrong direction as far as I'm concerned. That's the weekly at a broad scope. The daily, as you said, Tone, like we had a good rally, but so what? Like we rallied off a point where, man, we had to rally. We absolutely had to rally. That was looking really rough where we were. But we haven't made it above the 30 simple moving average. We haven't had like a bullish cross on alpha here. We're still below all four moving averages on the daily time frame: 7, 30, 50, 200. Well, we're above the 7, excuse me. But I mean, that's just the start of it. So we really need to kick on above it. We need to kick on, or it's just much of the same. I'll go to the lower time frames to the 4 hours to see if there's anything that can give us some sustenance here. The 4 hour doesn't look as bad as the higher time frames, and that makes sense too, because it starts at the 4 hour and builds its way up to the higher time frame. So the higher time frames aren't giving you much, but the 4 hour is okay. We are sort of still below the 200 here. Look, if we stay above the 7, we could get another rally here and put another leg in higher and start to clear some of this muck here. Why not? We start to break through, 60,000, 500. I can definitely see a move to the upside. I'm still in the trade right now, but I'll probably put a stop loss in around here at 56. So I can take a few $1,000 out of this trade. It's a large trade. Take a few $1,000 out, but I won't let this go to a loser, but I would like to hold it because one of them's going to work. One of these bottom buys is going to work to kick on to higher prices. This might not be the one, but one of them will, and I'll be in from that point. As I come back to you, Tone, let's have a look at traditional markets, see if there's anything we can take from that.
All right, let's jump in. Oh, Matt, people are asking when Bang Box on Blowfin in the live chat.
It's coming. We've got over 150 people already deposited waiting. We've had some, like, we've been working with. The point is, we weren't happy with Bangbox in its current iteration because we wanted to implement those take profits. So that became the priority because we want to launch on Blowfin with the new iteration at the same time, where we still got the current iteration, which we still believe in. If don't get me wrong, we still believe in it completely, but I think that we can improve it. We can optimize it. So I want to release on Blowfin the same time we've got the optimized version. That's the answer. So if you're into coding or if you have ever tried coding before, 2 weeks, we're 2 weeks away. The dreaded 2 weeks.
All right, cool. Okay, so before we go on to the stock market, I want to talk about oil for a minute. Yesterday, I've been watching the oil market for a couple of days, and actually a couple of weeks, and I was very specific that the buying opportunity should happen on the daily MRI that happens in the middle of a weekly MRI candle. And I rarely do this anymore, but I put on, like one of these trades on TradingView, and I said, not investing advice, but this is not a bad place, a very good risk reward ratio on a trade in oil. And trades in the futures market are highly leveraged. They're leveraged about 100 to 1, where one oil contract in the futures market controls 1,000 barrels of oil. So if oil goes up by $1, your portfolio makes $1,000. If oil goes down by $1, your portfolio loses $1,000. My initial stop loss would have been below the swing lows, right off this candle. At this point, it's a break-even stop loss, and you can even start consider taking some profit. This is an incredible move, and this is what you wait for, right? There's always an asset somewhere that has a daily MRI buy inside a weekly MRI buy. And man, I haven't mentioned the notification service. I wonder if I still have the tab open somewhere. The Man, I don't even promote it much anymore. There is an MRI notification service that would tell you any assets around the world. TradingMRI.com, TradingMRI.com, which is this notification service that I need to log in myself. So let me see. Maybe it'll log me in automatically. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. And it will tell you which assets have a daily MRI buy inside a weekly MRI buy. I did not build a service. Someone that's a fan of the MRI built it. It is a paid service, maybe like $50 a month or something. But when it gives you trades like this, it pays for itself in one trade. And I think oil still has some more room to the upside, but this is definitely a profitable trade no matter how you slice it. And there's always an asset every day. Some asset is doing this. And it doesn't mean it's going to make you money, but it's kind of like a bit of a minor cheat. Like if you play blackjack and you've been counting cards, the odds are in your favor. It doesn't mean you're going to win the next hand of blackjack, but it means the odds are in your favor to win that hand. That's basically how I interpret something like this when I get a big down move and the daily MRI lines up with the weekly MRI and starts giving me reversal candles. So yeah, so that was really, really good. And on yesterday's S&P video on a 5-minute chart, I finished the stream around 10:30, and I said that, hey, watch 11 a.m. There could be a massive reversal at 11 a.m. And I've never seen a reversal this massive in
It's
my
awesome.
entire life. At
Awesome.
exactly 11 a.m., the S&P moved 130 points, pretty
Yeah.
much straight up.
It's awesome. And even the way it's still hugging that moving average, there's no reason to even close the trade now. There's no reason to close the trade right now.
Well, I mean, they are daily trades. I would have closed it down. I would have rather opened another one
Oh, look at it.
today
Look
at
at
10
it.
a.m.
Look at it.
Yeah, we're going up, and this is more of a breakout trade.
Yeah.
I don't see why this would not go significantly higher today. So to me, again, the green star doesn't matter as much. We fell down. This was market open. We crash at 9:45. We make a low at 9:50. We consolidate a bit. Probably should have opened this 3 minutes ago. And that's a nice entry. It's probably not too late. Your stop loss is going to be a lot deeper. But entering this trade, 3 minutes ago, the break of this consolidation is very, very nice. And then your stop loss would be only, 15 points away. That's actually pretty significant.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that much. I thought it would be like maybe 5, but it's 15. That's a little bit of a stretch. Your stop loss from there would be like 20. That's a lot. But the moment this thing goes up another 10 points, bam, you're in a break-even trade. So I would be comfortable going long here because I think this breakout is going to keep going. And the inflation numbers came in. They weren't that bad. and looks like the market is rallying. As you
I
guys
I
know,
I
September
think
is a bad month. Yep.
there's some big anticipation that the Fed's going to lower rates this month. That because all of
Oh
the
yeah,
European
it's almost
nations. Yeah,
guaranteed.
yeah, right.
The Fed will definitely lower rate, and as I said, they're probably only going to lower it 25 basis points unless the market is crashing. The market is not crashing. The market is now rallying.
Yeah,
Therefore, you can remove the 50-point basis drop, and 85%, it's only going to drop by 25 basis points. And if the stock market was doing the opposite, if right here, if we go back to the stock market chart, yep, there it is, keeps rallying as I'm expecting. If this week was a similar red candle to last week, you would see this chart here flipped around, where there's an 85% chance of a 50 basis point drop. But if the market is rallying, then it's this. And if between now and Wednesday, the 18th, the stock market just happens to rally to a new all-time high, it's possible they will not lower the rate. So the stock market is in control here, just like it is of the price of Bitcoin, just like it is of what the Fed is going to do with the interest rate. All right, and on that note, you can close us out.
yeah, that's great. It's been. Oh, what about gold? Have a look at gold.
Oh yeah, well, gold has not been in.
Fuck off, it
Oh,
hasn't.
it has
It's all
not been
time.
interesting until this morning. What?
Yeah,
Hold on. There it is. There's the
it's
breakout.
all time high.
There it is. Okay, I've been waiting for this. So gold has not been interesting. We had a 1 to 4 candle pullback. This candle was down here yesterday, and now there's the breakout. So it's time to be bullish. It's another green star candle
Yep,
following an MRI top. And yeah, gold to 3,000.
three
This
thousand.
it's got a shot to even do it this year. And
Christmas,
yep, I'm
a
back to
golden
being
golden
bullish gold. The
Christmas,
pullback's over.
golden Christmas. Three
Yeah.
thousand.
Yeah, very nice. Beautiful breakout. Green star candle too. Nice, perfect. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
thanks,
good.
mate. Look, it's fantastic to be back. I missed everybody. I missed these shows a lot. I felt like I was out of the loop. If anyone's going to Singapore for Token 2049, I'll be there. Sing out. A few people recognized me for the first time in my life at in Bali. That was really fun. And if you see me there, I'm way more muscular than I look on this camera. You'll know me. I'm 6'6". All right. No, that's not true. All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. We will see you again maybe tomorrow from the airport, Tone.
Yeah, I'll probably do the show from the airport. Maybe I'll go there a smidge early if I get packed in time. Next week is going to be really tricky because you're in Singapore and I'm managing Unconfiscatable. So it's possible that next week we'll both take off just as Matt comes back to the show. But after that, we'll be back.
Then it's smooth sailing for the rest of the year,
Yeah.
maybe. All right. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. Go Bitcoin.